What up, gamers? We are jumping into it right in the, well, I say beginning of the match. I wanted to say middle, but it's not the middle. So here's what we've missed so far in this match. If you're tuning in now, which everybody is we've got Jeskai Blink versus Gruul Prowess. Both players have Fetch, Shock, and we've got two creatures out on the battlefield, Ragavan, Nimble, Pilferer, and Curd Ape here. So let's jump into it and see how this match goes. I, of course, am NanMan, and we're bringing you some more modern action over here on NanMan's Nerd Corner. And we've got Lava Dart clearing the path here, getting rid of the monkey. And now we've got another ape coming across. It's the Battle of the Jungle going on here. And Curd Ape, of course, does have two powers, gets a +1/+2 off having access to a forest. Old school zoo style creature out. Most Gruul Prowess lists don't run Curd Ape anymore. It's specifically because we at our shop have a lot of awesome players that like to brew up and like to be able to play with cards that they enjoy playing with, and that's part of the fun of Modern, is that you can sit here and do that. So we're going to see how things work out. You know, we last week, or the beginning of this week, whatever you're watching. If you have not seen it, we did have another big brew match, which was Is It Eldrazi versus Mono Blue Control. Y'all can check out that match there. But we also have our mix of meta decks as well showing up here, right? Grixis Reanimator, Is It Affinity, things like that, and also just the sprinkling of wild stuff people are playing. Like we had Oops All Bugs on the channel this month, so you know, all kinds of mix and match of other games to be able to enjoy, and a lot of other ones coming in the works for you to be able to enjoy soon as well. We've got a Yawgmoth match we haven't seen in a while. We've got some Esper Blink, we've got some Amulet, we've got some, you know, Brood Scale, some Twin. We've got all kinds of goodies. I think there's another Lantern Control as well. There's some hollow ones. So yeah, we got some goodies coming your way. So please let us know, of course, if you want to see any of these decks. We've got our Moxfield link down below. And if for whatever reason we're slacking on posting up what the deck list is, let us know. We'll be able to update that. Because sometimes we do get sidetracked and we think we had everything up to date. And then there's sometimes where it's just like, oh yeah, we meant to go through and get that from that player, and then we forgot to. So then I have to use my brain and kind of rough shell of here's a starting point, but please do your testing and due diligence to, you know, find something that works a little bit more efficiently, or at least, you know, do your testing and start, you know, popping up some new stuff. Speaking of testing, excited to do some testing with some new avatar cards. Of course, we've got our Librarian that we're going to be testing out in like a Dimir shell. I'm going to be doing some spirits with a blue-white spirit Aether Vial deck at some point. There is the Firebending Prowess creature, so maybe we'll see that in this shell. But we see a Slick Shot, Assault Strobe coming out to gain double strike. And then we're going to start popping this Lava Dart. And yeah, we're going for death here. So that's going to clean things up with a very fast game number 1, giving the Gruul Prowess player the lead in this series here. Now it's going into sideboard mode, get a little bit more tools at our disposal to kind of help us out going into this next game number 2 here. We do not show the sideboard stuff. We try to show it at the end. So if you want to see what cards players sideboarded in, we often show that on camera. So you guys can be able to hop over to the end if you want for spoilers, but, you know, no spoilers. Don't spoil anybody else. So let's go and see the choice of what to put on the bottom. Surveillant coming out for our Blink player. Setting themselves up. Now, my Blink variants that I'm running, I'm still piloting the Esper Blink. I am old school Modern player, and so I like to stick with strategies that I enjoy. So I'm still on the Ketchermos Blink. Most people are off it, but of course, if you like our content, make sure you guys are, you know, pressing all them buttons, hitting the subscribe, sharing the videos. That's a great way to help show your support. Of course, we do have the super supporters enabled on the channel if anybody wanted to help show some support that way. If you wanted to donate some money, those are ways to do it, through that or through our Patreon. We do have access to our Patreon there, so you can be able to check out some of that stuff. But, you know, another way, easy way that doesn't cost you anything is leaving comments, pressing those like buttons, sharing the videos with other people. All of that stuff kind of helps let the algorithm know that you all enjoy this, and maybe other people will as well. But Fable and Mirror Breaker are going to come down. That's one of the power tools that the Jeskai Blink deck gets access to. Lets us be able to, of course, create a little gobbo here that makes treasure, but also lets us eventually, draw a discard, in opposite order, reverse it. And then, of course, be able to make tokens of things, token copies. But Bolt's going to clear that up, and we're stuck on one land as our Gruul Prowess player. Looking a little tough here, but look, so many lands are being drawn here. Discarded a land and a consign and drew 2 more lands, so not really where we're hoping to be in. We're really hoping for something off of this Gruul Prowess deck here. I don't know how light the lands are, but you got to think is... a Gruul Prowess list, Infect list, at least the Simic Infect, some of the Izzet Prowess, you can go really light on the lands, like, 17, 18 lands if you wanted to get, like, super greed mode here. And we're seeing that kind of really riding that wire of, a super explosive hand, hoping that we could draw into a second land, not showing up at the moment. Now, I'm wondering if the Gruul Prowess deck will pivot off. I know the Curd Apes are specifically in there because the player enjoys them, but it also is like, I wonder if they want to try to do like a Tifa Gruul Prowess style. You've got Slick Shot, you've got Tifa, you've got like different avenues of trying to push for damage here, but not currently. There's no Tifas in this list, but definitely something to consider if you ever wanted to try Gruul Prowess style. But all right, our Kiki has flipped. Now this tough window of potential creating tokens. So we've got like areas that we should try to attack, but we're going to see what happens with a plotted Slick Shot show off. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana available. I like that Sacred Foundry there, that like exploding planet looking one there. I need to pick up some copies of it. I really just need more copies of Shocklands. I say it all the time. I just, I decided to start collecting. I'm very big on like wanting to have a bunch of decks and do like as many tools as possible. We've got, of course, that cube that we built up, and we still haven't had a chance to be able to play with it or finish that video we started with it. But definitely something to want to try to do. We do see the Slick Shot coming out here, Gut Shot coming in. We're gonna flash in this Solitude, try to get rid of it here. And that 1 green mana is left to use that Blossoming Defense to protect it, so we don't have to worry that's protected here. And a bit more damage bursting across too. So this is the window of opportunity where your opponent is tapped out before you tap to your turn. And this is kind of, now we're getting punished for it. Reflection of the Kiki, of course, going to be making a copy of Solitude. This is another opportunity to respond. We've got a Bolt in hand. We should be trying to target the Solitude here, clear the path away. Your target basically fizzles off the Kiki, and nothing to do. We could have also gone for shooting the Kiki on our turn as well, especially when we saved it. But I guess that, I don't know, just because now we're going to use it, right? Now the Bolt's coming out. So it's like using it at that point, I just am like, if we were going to use it anyway, why not use it on that window? So that, like, think of that as just sort of those learning moments. And it's hard when you're in the match and you're planning out and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this, going to do that, I'm going to react in this way. But being able to look back at the matches like we are now and learn from it and kind of notice very specific moments of going, oh, okay, this is that window of opportunity that is the, more optimal or best area to be able to kind of make those plays. And when I was going through and doing the editing, I saw this and was like, okay, this is like a great learning moment for players watching, especially if you're not playing a Prowess deck, or even if you're considering playing a Prowess deck. But Jeskai Blink is going to be very popular. We've talked about it in our tier list, that it is one of those like S tier decks that we kind of consider in the ranking of decks. And so it's like one of those moments of going, we're going to fight Jeskai Blink a lot, so we need to learn those avenues. I'm not sure how familiar a Gruul Prowess player Gruul Prowess player is against this deck, because it's, our Jeskai Blink player just really started bringing it around to the shop and playing it with a lot of the players here. So this could be one of those like moments of just starting to learn it and just sort of understanding the matchup, because it plays different than the like Esper Blink does, or even the blue-white Blink, and like all the Blinks are sort of on the same axis of what they're trying to do, but all slight variations within it. All right, we do see Manamorphose, Barbarian Ring going to go and blow up the Kiki, or attempt to, but we do get an exile and gaining some life here. Our life totals are all discombobulated here. This is a weird one as well when I was going through and editing, and it's very possible that I missed some points of damage, or added too much, or subtracted too much, or, like with the life link and things like that, things got weird. So I think this is accurate based off of the video, but you let me know in the comments, is this actually what their life totals are? Is it 3 to 15 right now? Am I wrong? I don't know. So we're just confirming what that is. The copy token is a copy of Solitude. One of these days we'll have to keep our infinite tokens or something at the table and just like draw the copy of Solitude or something like that. If we did a little bit more of our like in-house recordings, we would be able to spend more time doing that. But these are all, of course, at our local LGS. Slick Shot, scale up, bring the beats. Let's kind of push for damage here. But again, we're looking at this and doing these combats and attacking this way because the players have tracked their life totals differently. They've missed, maybe I messed it all up. Maybe they did. I don't know. My understanding of it is that it's a very different spot right now. But they, like, in a little bit, I'm going to post up what they think the life totals are, because I've got the audio turned down a lot when doing this like coverage for you guys. It's like maybe you can hear little snippets of it, but it's definitely those moments of like, this is interesting. All right, Wrath of Skies, X is 4. We're going to pay 2 into it, kill all the things that cost 2 or less, which happens to be our Slick Shot show off. Basically just clearing the path. Don't want to have to worry about potentially death next turn. And there's 3, which would be death. But, so yeah, here you go. Players think the life total is now 6 to 11, which is like such a wild swing from where we have the tracking of life totals, which is like, did we miss fetches and shocks altogether? Was the burst damage that we were calculating completely off? Did the lifelink of the Solitudes and both players gaining life off this, did we miss some of that life at some point or another? I don't know, but it doesn't really matter in the outcome of the match. We get to see the end result is still Jeskai Blink is able to tie it up there.
We're interrupting our gameplay to let you know about our new affiliate with NerdGear. Nerdgear.gg/NanMan will take you directly to the website, and as you can see, they've got a bunch of awesome gaming accessories, from playmats, life counters with the life tracks, playmat holders, and more. So make sure you do some browsing on the site, find some goodies, and then use the code NGNanman for 5% off your entire order. But let's get back to our gameplay.
All right. Now, also with Black Friday and all that good stuff coming up, there is a sale going on at NerdGear. So if you want to check that out, especially for some of the accessories like the sleeves and things like that, there are sleeves going on there where you can buy 3 sleeves or 3 boxes of sleeves and get 1 free. So that is one of the nice little, little sales that they've got going on. There's a couple other ones too, like the Commander Essential Kit is also on sale there, where you can get like some erasable tokens when you get that order and stuff. But there's a lot of goodies available for checking out, like little trackers, some dice, like 3D printed Monarch crown, just the +1/+1 counters, the the playmat sanctuary, which I'm a big fan of because I love having playmats and collecting things. So that is also on that Black Friday sale, so you can be able to check it out, and you get a free playmat tube if you go for the sanctuary. So yeah, a lot of goodies available at the Nerd Gear. Just, you know, of course the affiliate link is available for you in the description if you want to check that out. But nerdgear.gg/nanman, and then use NGNanman for 5% off your whole order there. So check it out if you're interested in accessories, or pass the link along to your friends and family that might be wanting to potentially get you a gift. If you're like, oh, you know what, I want to test out these new sleeves, I want to, you know, get the life tracks, which I'm a big fan of this kind of the tracker, get your life total tracked that way. Yeah, lots of good options. Also, there's an amazing oil slick playmat. It is a little pricey, but it looks beautiful. $150 for that. But, you know, you get your 5% off, so a little bit cheaper. But there are all kinds of goodies that you guys can check out. There's other playmats than the oil slick one. Like, there's a cool avatar one. There's some, you know, tattoo style ones. All, you know, check it out. But yeah, we see the mad shuffle up is still going on here and trying to mulligan down. And that's the thing. It's like, there are those moments of like, oh gosh, this is so tough that we're sitting here and trying to find a keepable hand. All right. He said our prowess player was like, I could, you know, effectively mulligan down to 4, but we'll see though. This is tough stuff. All right, what are we putting away here? That's the thing, too, where you're like, oh, gosh. I mean, you gotta... It's like, you need 2 lands, a creature. But, I mean, if you're mulliganing to 4, right? So 2 lands, a creature, and Manamorphose, I guess. But if that's not even... Let's see what was kept. All right, we've got our 2... Oh, okay. I don't know. I like the Manamorphose over the Curdape, but maybe just getting the beat out early. I'm just thinking of like ways to kind of get us back in it. 2 damage is not a bad start, and then we're gonna plot this Slickshaw. So I think I can see why you kept. Also, I'm not a Gruul Prowess player to kind of say why. I can understand the, hey, you got a 1-drop, you got a 2-drop. And then you're setting yourself up for any kind of prowess shenanigans after that. We'll see if it gets to that point and how bursty our draws are, especially with the Surveil getting flooded with our Jeskai Blink player. Ooh, okay. Prismatic ending on that is pretty good. Just exiles that. Cool art for that prismatic ending. I've never seen that one. What promo is that from? Somebody let me know. Anyone still watching, leave a comment. Tell me what promo is that. We've got the Slick Shot coming off of the Prowess Adventure, or the Plot Adventures, trying to go for some big Prowess burst here. There's the Manamorphose, so the one that we put away is now back. Let's see. Solitude. And this is that window of opportunity where you're like, dang it. If I had a protection spell, which there isn't one, sadly. But, yeah, looks like we got a land. Pass. No more creature. This is the thing of, like, playing, like, Infect, playing Prowess. Like, if you're able to keep the creatures in check, you're able to take over the game and you're good. Ooh. All right. Quantum Rizzlin up here. The Riddler is being warped in. We're just going to draw a card. We can cast that later on. We're expecting the game to go longer since we've been able to... Our opponent mulled the 4, and we're in this sort of, like, keeping them in check moment here. Where we're just like, all right, any creature, dead. Trying to play a new creature, dead. So we can kind of just slow build and be okay. Surveil land coming out for a Prowess player, though. Going to try to dig, look for something good. Monstrous Rage, pitch to the graveyard there. No creature. Oh, there's the protection, though. Okay, we're getting the tools now. I've been in this position many times as an inflect player. Oh, Flage coming out. Where you're just like, okay, they've answered everything. Now, at least with Green Sun Zenith, I can try to come back as an infect player. But, like, this is not a good spot to be in. Curd Ape, again, coming out here. It's fine, right? It's a 2-3 right now. But Surveil land coming. Flage is coming after this. Like, there's plenty of cards in the graveyard. Could be one more off of this Surveil. We'll see. Another land. Wow. Yep, get that in there. Arena of Glory. And the hasting effect here. Ooh, okay. Triggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Goodbye. All gone. Let's try to shoot this. Deals 3 damage, gain some life. Nope, we do have the protection there. Blossoming Defense going to come out. And we're going to move for damage. Trigger. Bolt you for 3. Gain 3. So currently a 4-4. Well, sorry, a 4-6. So we'll do some blocking. Yeah, bolt. Trade him off. Clearing the path. Okay, we found a creature. Slick shot show off being plotted away. But this is, again, like, the Flage's in the graveyard, but it is not gone. So it's just like, oh, okay, I guess, no. I just wait to die to this thing. You're just gonna okay, slowly build up. Got it. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Ooh, Riddler's out. Now this makes it even harder if you're going to be trying to utilize the, slick shot to end the game, because 6 toughness is no joke. Like, that's going to be so hard to push through, but okay, we played the slick shot. Ooh, that's rough. Teferi coming. We'll do a nice little blinky going on there. I like the not attacking, though. I think that's really smart with the Riddler. Like, there's not much resources for the Prowess player, but it's still just like, there's a saying in real-time strategy games when you're playing, like, super high pro-level competitive play of, when you're ahead, get more ahead. There's also the saying, though, of, just go kill your opponent. Not able to do that currently with the Blink, but that is definitely on the radar of a Blink player of like, okay, get more ahead real quick, and then I'm going to be trying to go for the throat, right? Let's count up 2 pump spells, essentially, 2 extra damage. Not enough to break through. So let's hope we have another turn here. Plotting away. Okay. More lands. Wow, so many lands. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9... What, 13, 14, 15 lands we've seen so far? If you count all the fetches, all the surveils, all the shocks, like all the stuff that we've seen. Oh, no. Okay. Arena. Exerted. Yep, Flage trigger. And that plotted slick shot now is looking even tougher. It says you just die here. Attack trigger. Blasted. Oh, that's so frustrating. Like to go to 4 and you're like not able to make something happen, even though your opponent's like flooded. Like in this case, like you could just see how many lands. That's crazy amount of lands. But these like Flades, Riddlers, these powerful creatures that just like actually do get better the longer the game goes on, because you just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna bring it out. Let's go from here. Oh, the joke is, I'm just going to switch to the Japanese list over this list. And someone said, oh, yeah, the joke is that it's the exact same 75, except the whole list is in Japanese instead of English. And it's like, no, there's some slight difference, like counter spells and things like that. But that's going to do it for us. A nice little learning curve, fast pace, shenanigan game here with Jeskai Blink versus Gruul Prowess. Hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, we do have more games every Monday and Thursday. But that's going to do it for us here today. Thanks so much for tuning and watching, and I'll see you all next game.